came from. Harry looked at his watch. 500 preciously 60 minutes had already passed. We'll meet you back here, all right, he said. Harry and Ron opened the door of the bathroom carefully, checked that the coast was clear and swung off. Don't swing your arms like that, Harry muttered to Ron. Grip holds them sort of stiff. How's this? Yeah, that's better. They went down the marble staircase. All they needed now was a Slytherin to whom they could follow to the Slytherin common room, but there was nobody around. Any ideas? Muttered Harry. The Slytherins always come up to feast from over there, said Ron, nodding at the entrance to the dungeons. The worlds have barely left his mouth when a girl with long curly hair emerged from the entrance. Excuse me, said Ron, hurrying up to her. We've forgotten the way to our common room. I beg your pardon, said the girl stiffly. Our common room? I'm a Raymond Queen. She walked away, looking suspiciously back at them. Harry and Ron hurried down the stone steps into the darkness, their footsteps echoing particularly loudly as Ravenclaw's huge feet hit the floor, feeling that this wasn't going to be as easy as they hoped. The labyrinth passages were deserted. They walked deeper and deeper under the school, constantly checking their watches to see how much time they had left. After a quarter of an hour, just when they were stuttering separate, they heard a suddenly movement ahead. Ha! Said Ron excitedly. That's one of them now. The figure was emerging from a side room. As they heard it nearer, however, their hearts sank. It wasn't a Slytherin, it was Percy. What are you doing here? Said Ron in surprise. Percy looked confounded. That, he said stiffly, it's none of your business. It's crabbed, isn't it? Oh yeah, said Ron. Well, get up to your dormitories. It's not safe for wandering around down corridors. You are? I, said Percy, turning himself up. I'm a prefect. Nothing's about to attack me. A voice suddenly echoed behind Harry and Ron. Draco Malfoy was strolling down the stairs. And for the first time in his life, Harry was pleased to see him. There you are, he drawled, looking at them. Have you been picking out in the Great Hall all this time? I've been looking for you. Want to show you something really funny? Malfoy glanced furiously at Percy. And, what are you doing down here, Weasley? He sneered. Percy looked outraged. You want to show a bit more respect to a school prefect, he said. I don't like your attitude. Malfoy sneered and motioned Harry and Ron to follow him. Harry almost said something to apologize to Percy, but he caught himself just in time. He and Ron hurried after Malfoy, who said as they turned into the red passage. That's Peter Weasley. Percy, Ron corrected him automatically. Whatever. I've noticed him sneaking around a lot lately. I bet I know what he's up to. Think he's going to catch Slytherin Harry single-handed. He gave a short, dissented laugh. Harry and Ron exchanged the excited looks. Malfoy paused by a stranger bear down the stone wall. Wasn't your password again? He said to Harry. Oh yeah, pure blood, said Malfoy, not listening at a stone counter, and the wall slid open. Malfoy perched through it, and Harry and Ron followed him. The Slytherin common room was a long, low, underground room with rough stone walls and ceiling, from which round greenish lamps were hanging on chains. A fire was cracking under an laboratory covered mantelpiece ahead of them, and several Slytherins were still silhouetted, mounted in carved chairs. What here? Said Malfoy to Harry and Ron, motioning them to a pair of empty chairs set back from the fire. I'll go and get it. My father's just sent it to me. Wondering what Malfoy was going to show them, Harry and Ron sat down, doing their best to look at home. Malfoy came back a minute later, holding what looked like a newspaper cover. He thrust it torn in Ron's nose. That will give you a laugh, he said. Harry saw Ron's eyes widen in shock. He read it in curly quickly, and a very forced laugh that handed it to Harry. It had been clipped out of the Daily Prophet and said, Interview at the Ministry of Magic. Arthur Weasley, head of the Mischief and Muggle Artifacts Office, was today fined 50 galleons for bewitching a Muggle car. Mr. Lucius Malfoy, the governor of Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, where the enchanted car crashed earlier this year, called today for Mr. Weasley's resignation. Weasley had brought the ministry to desperate, Mr. Malfoy told a reporter. He's clearly unfit to draw up our lungs and his ridiculous Muggle protection on, and would be grabbed immediately. Mr. Weasley was unalive at the moment, although his wife told the reporter to clear off, where she said the family ghoul on them. go and join them, said Malfoy scornfully. You never know the Weasleys have pure bloods the way they behave. Ron saw rather Crabbe's face was contorted with fury. What's up with you, Crabble? He said, Malfoy. Stomachache, Ron grunted. We'll go up to the hospital wing and give all those small blocks a kick from me, said Malfoy sniffing. You know, I'm surprised the Daily Prophet had reported all these attacks well. We went out thoughtfully. I suppose Dumbledore is trying to hush it up out. He's been sacked if it doesn't stop soon. Father's always said Dumbledore is the worst thing to happen to his place. He loves muggleborns. A decent headmaster would never let this slide backwards preview. Malfoy stared at taking pictures with an imaginary camera and did a cruel but accurate impression of Colin. Potter, can I have your picture? Potter, can I have your autograph? Please, can I lick your shoes? Please, Potter. He dropped his hands and looked at Harry. What's the matter with you two? Far too late, Harry and Ron forced themselves to laugh, but Malfoy seemed satisfied. Perhaps Crabbe and Goyle were always slow in the uptake. Saint Potter the Mudblood's friend, said Malfoy slowly. He's another one with no proper wizard feeling, or he wouldn't go around with a jumper up Granger Mudblood. And people think he's Slytherin's hat. Harry and Ron waited with bated breath. Malfoy was surely seconds away from telling them it was him. But then, I wish I knew who it is, said Malfoy petulantly. I could help them. Ron's jaw dropped so fast that Crabbe's face looked even more gumless than usual. Fortunately, Malfoy didn't notice, and Harry thinking must said, you must have some idea who's behind it all. I know, you know I haven't, Goyle. How many times do I have to tell you, snapped Malfoy. And Father won't tell me anything about the last time the chamber was opened either. Of course it was 50 years ago, but it was before this time. But he knows all about it, and he says that it was all kept quiet and it looks suspicious if I know too much about it. But I know one thing, last time the Chamber of Secrets was opened and Mudblood died. So I bet it's only a matter of time before one of them is killed this time. I hope it's Granger, he said with relish. Ron was clenching grapes and gigantic fists, feeling that it would be a bit of a giveaway if Ron punched Malfoy. Harry shot him a warning look and said, do you know the person who opened the chamber last time we called? Oh yeah, the one who was expelled, said Ron. You're probably still in Azkaban. Azkaban? Said Harry puzzled. Azkaban, there was a prison school, said Malfoy looking at him in disbelief. Honestly, if you were any slower, you'd be going backwards. He shifted restlessly in his chair and said, Father says to keep my head down and let the Harry Slytherin get on with it. He says the school needs ringing all over their Mudblood's fifth, but no to get mixed up in it. Of course, he's got a lot of his plate at the moment. You know the Ministry of Magic raked out many others this week. Harry tried to force Goyle's dull face into a look of concern. Yeah, said Malfoy. Luckily, they didn't find much. Father's got some very valuable dark art stuff. But luckily, we've got our own secret chamber under the drawing room floor. Who? Said Ron. Malfoy looked at him. So did Harry. Ron blushed. Even his hair was turning red. His nose was also slowly lengthening. Their hours was up. Ron was turning back into himself with the look of horror he was suddenly giving Harry. He must be too. He must jump to their feet. Medicine for my stomach, Ron grunted, and without further ado they sprinted the land of the Slytherin Commonwealth, hurled themselves at the stone wall and dashed up the passage, hoping against hope that Malfoy didn't have noticed anything. Harry could feel his feet slipping around in Goyle's huge shoes, and had to hoist up his ropes as he shrank. They crashed up the steps into the dark entrance hall, which was full of a muffled pounding coming from the cupboard where they locked Crabbe and Goyle. Leaving their shoes outside the cupboard door, they splintered in the shocks up the marble staircase towards Morning Man's apartment. Well, it was a complete waste of time, Ron fainted, closing the bathroom door behind them. I know we still haven't found behind them, or who's going to the attacks, but I'm going to write to Dad tomorrow and tell him to check on their Malfoy's drawing room. Harry checked his face in the cracked mirror. It was back to normal. He put his glasses on and his round hammered on the door of Hermione's conspicuous. Hermione, come out, we'll get lots of tell you. Go away, Hermione squeaked. Harry and Ron looked at each other. What's the matter? Said Ron. You must be back to normal by now. We are. The running mental glittered suddenly through the subsequent door. Harry had never seen her looking so heavy.